cooler air in, right? Give the air conditioning a break. But we're bouncing back quick, and this number is going to go up considerably here. 62 in Rochester, 63 in Medina. We'll see those numbers making a move for the 80s by this afternoon. So something we'll watch for the forecast today. And if you're one of the ones that are lucky enough to catch some of the tickets for the opening day at Bills training camp, St. John Fisher, we're still holding on to the good weather, right? Temps in the 70s by 10 o'clock. It's near 80 by lunchtime today on that hourly forecast. So check it out right there. The kiddos are going to want to get back in that pool today. Mid 80s. We'll drop back only to near 70 overnight tonight. And check out some of this tropical air ahead. 90s tomorrow. If we get there, it's the 7th time already this summer that we've had 90-degree warmth. 86 for Friday with some scattered storms around. And we'll check out that rain potential coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Looks pretty good. Listen, I love the heat and humidity.
Yeah.
I like the heat.
Not so much the humidity?
No.
I should put up a picture of the plumeria tree. It's loving this
You
humidity.
should.
Yeah.
I'll load it in for the next weather hit.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Hey, let's go off the top and start with some things that have piqued our interest this morning. I'm going to kick things off today, and I'm going to be talking about a story that's making headlines across the legal world. According to a report from Above the Law, that's a news website for legal professionals, a summer associate at a prestigious law firm in New York City has been let go from the program. The reason, according to multiple sources, she allegedly bit several of her coworkers, including a rep from HR. Yes, this is a real story. So the incident reportedly occurred over the course of this summer's associate program. It all started the very first week. That's when the associate allegedly began biting fellow interns, attorneys, and even a member of the firm's human resources team. Now, Above the Law reports that this wasn't an isolated incident, but by the time the firm acted, the number of biting episodes is believed to have reached the double digits.
No.
They say she bit 10 people
No.
that she worked with. Yes. Well, none of the incidents were described as physically aggressive in nature. They were all alarming enough to prompt concern from other staffers. Several sources said that although the associate came across as friendly and outgoing, the behavior quickly became disruptive. Really? Really quickly became disruptive? I would say the first time you sunk your teeth into somebody else.
If people are
That's where you're
biting at the
disruptive.
age of 20-something.
Yeah. No, you got some bigger issues.
Yeah.
So at least one news outlet, the New York Post, they reports that some employees began wearing long sleeves to avoid contact. But the behavior reportedly continued for weeks before being formally addressed. The law firm has not commented publicly on the associate's identity or the circumstances surrounding her dismissal, but internally, the decision appears to have been final. For context, summer associate positions at major law firms are very selective, and they're seen as a gateway to full-time employment after graduation, which is why this case is drawing so much attention from the legal community. It's rare for an associate to be removed from a program midstream. It's even more rare for it to be tied to a behavior like this. Now, according to Above the Law, this incident is already being discussed as one of the most out-of-line moments to come out of big law summer programs in years. Not because it was the most dramatic, but because it was so persistent. At a time when workplace conduct is under increasing scrutiny, one message is clear, even in the most high-powered law firms. Basic standards of professionalism still apply. So I read several stories about this specific case. And in one, they said that the woman was acting like a child, doing like baby voice kind of thing, and then would roar or growl after the biting.
Oh, no.
Bizarre. Bizarre.
To say the least.
What do you do when you're introduced to your new coworker, and the following day they come up behind you and, I don't know, bite your shoulder?
I would be confused because there's supposed to be a thorough interview process. Like, to even intern at a news station, there's different rounds that, like, you have to go through. And I would hope that being a biter might come up in
I mean, I was never asked that during my interview
The
process. Were
references
you?
wouldn't bring. Well, I mean, no.
I would hope the references wouldn't bring that up. I listed specific references for that reason.
I don't know how you avoid a situation like this. I'm just genuinely shocked at the age of 20-something that biting is going on. And to be in a place like that,
Yeah.
I'm shocked beyond words. To be able to work at a law firm that's considered like very prestigious, and to do that, that's disappointing.
Can you imagine if that was like her modus operandi?
Operandi?
Thank you.
Is it that?
Thank you. I had a brain fart there. And that's how she settled out of court.
What can you say?
I don't know. I don't
if
know.
somebody like seriously like bit you, I'm thinking of.
It started with somebody posting a picture of like a welt that they had from her.
I would imagine. Oh gosh, I can only imagine. Okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
doesn't work there now. Where are you taking us?
We're going to Las Vegas, specifically the city of North Las Vegas, for my story. So a community there is expressing frustration and concern after they say a neighbor moved out and left several cats behind. Now, those in the area have been leaving out food and water. Another neighbor opened a window to let in fresh air. They say he found this. Take a listen.
One of the neighbors put his head in there, and he saw that, like it was dark, and you could see the eyes of the cats. There's eyes like all over, even little babies, kitties, like, yeah. So he was the one that told us there's so many inside there.
Now, residents estimate that those eyes belong to between 50 and 100 cats.
Wow.
Now, those cats apparently wander around in yards around the community. According to records obtained by Fox 5 in Las Vegas, the home was sold in June. But the city of North Las Vegas was told about the ongoing situation on Saturday. But Animal Protection Services has visited the area, get this, 20 times over the last 6 years. Now, representatives with APS have also been visiting the house every day to check on the cats and provide water for them. It's not immediately clear, though, what else the city can do. Right now, officials say they are feral, those cats, and have access through the house through the garage. They also say APS cannot enter the home without permission from the owner. The only other way is if there is a, quote, imminent danger to animals. Neighbors have said the cats are very skinny and were mistreated. One neighbor just saying, quote, it's really sad. Now, Fox 5 is reporting that Animal Protection Services should have access to the home by Wednesday. I assume that means today. And there are still more questions than answers in this story. I mean, my list goes on, but one of them being how the cats, were able to stay that long with this having been an issue over 6 years, if that is correct. Yeah. Why was that still something allowed to continue?
Well, I mean, that video's a little wild. You said that they have access through the garage. They also apparently have access through the windows because we saw that one cat just climbing out the window.
Yeah, and the imminent danger, I mean, I don't know what their, justifications are, the qualifications, I should say, for that would be, but I would assume, given how neighbors say these cats look, I mean, you see it there, 20 visits in 6 years, how these cats look on the skinnier side, as if they're malnourished, mistreated. It shouldn't be up to the residents in the area to have to leave out water and food for these cats, but clearly.
And if they're all feral, I mean, it's just that's a very sad story. That's not, that's animal cruelty at a point. When you look at a situation like that, those cats don't want to be in that situation.
But they don't know anything else.
Exactly, exactly. They stick around because it's a roof over their head, and a place of shade when it gets to be 110 degrees there.
And another question would be how the owner was able to just buy.
Yeah.
Without
just
any,
dip.
Yeah. So I'm wondering who the owner is now that they may need to be getting permission from, what that looks like. If the house sold, which they said it did, so to who?
Yeah.
But
yeah, here's hoping Animal Services just steps in and helps those cats.
Yeah.
because that's not a fair situation to them. All right, we've got a lot more coming up. Stick around here on Arc Rochester. When we come back, we're checking in with Chris Lopez. He is live for the kickoff of Bills training camp. That's what, just an hour or 45 minutes they open those gates.
Yeah, can you believe it?
45 minutes.
You want to stay with us, take us with you. Don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are by streaming us live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and, of course, foxrochester.com. We're back after this.
The Buffalo Bills' quest for the Lombardi Trophy begins today.
Yeah, they mean business. The team is set to take the field for training camp in just under 2 hours. Our Chris Lopez has been live at St. John Fisher University all morning with what fans need to know for us. Hey, Chris, how are things over there? Any energy, excitement?
Yeah, a ton of excitement. People are starting to come in, mainly workers, though. I've been talking about football storylines throughout the morning, but one of the more important things is going to be the hands-on activities that they have here at the CPR tent with the American Heart Association. I'm going to bring in Christy this morning. This is a pretty cool concept. When did you guys make contact with the Bills and kind of establish this partnership?
We started working with the Bills shortly after Damar Hamlin's cardiac arrest in 2023, and since then we've had a great collaboration with them to really increase the nation of lifesavers, get more people in Western New York educated in CPR. It's been amazing to see.
And besides the Damar Hamlin issue there that happened a few years ago, why do you guys feel that it's so important to educate people coming in here from Bills camp, especially the fans?
We want to reach as many people as possible. The whole point is to make sure that everyone, everywhere, can be prepared to respond to a cardiac emergency. Unfortunately, 9 out of 10 times, if someone suffers a cardiac arrest out in public, they don't survive. But immediate CPR can double or triple their chances. So we really are helping to save lives.
And you guys have been here now. This is your 3rd year. How did those first 2 years go for you guys?
It's been great. Fans are really passionate about this. People come up to our tent. We may have to do a little bit of recruiting, say, hey, come on in here, but people are interested to learn. We are busy all day long. We train, on average, maybe a couple hundred people a day throughout training camp, which is amazing.
And you guys have hands-on activities. I do want to point out, this is not a full CPR course. Over here, this is being demonstrated. Can you talk to me about what this hands-on activity teaches?
We are teaching hands-only CPR. If you see a teen or adult collapse, the 2 steps are 1, call 911, and 2, push hard and fast in the center of the chest, just like Jason's doing right now. You're going to do that until professional help arrives. So here we have these mannequins where you can practice. We have a kiosk sponsored by UR Medicine that actually will play the song Staying Alive, which is the right beat for CPR. It gives you feedback to tell you how you're doing. So there's great ways to practice and learn this life-saving skill.
And then if someone wants to take it to the next level, they really appreciate what you guys are doing. They love the education, but they want to take this a step further. You said there's a QR code that you can scan, and that's when you can get the full experience.
Yes, we have a QR code where you can find a course near you. So that's if you want that course completion card, if you need that for work or something like that. That is the full CPR course. We also have a QR code to find our Spotify playlist of all the songs that are the right beat for CPR. So there's lots of information here.
And then what are your hours? Are you guys going to be here all day, all 11 days? I know one practice is closed off.
We are here for every open practice. We're here for the operational hours. So any day you're at training camp, stop by and see us.
There we go. Come check Christy and this tent out. Get some hands-on experience. We're going to remain here for one more hit. Still here at the CPR tent. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio for now.
All right, Mr. Lopez, out there for us live at St. John Fisher all morning long. We appreciate the coverage, my friend.
And don't forget to stay up to date with the latest Bills news with our Buffalo Plus team. Mike, Jenna, and Dan have all the details as the team gears up for another season. Scan that QR code to get to their YouTube page now.
Hey, and don't go anywhere. When we come back, it's this morning's weather trivia. McLean's been working on this question for hours.
You probably saw a peek of it during the 7 a.m. hour, so stick around. We're back after this. 6:22 and welcome back. Meteorologist Mark McLean joins us now with a look at today's warm-up and, of course, weather trivia.
Yeah, weather trivia, talking about some hot weather, right? It's been hot recently. We've got some more hot weather coming up in the forecast. Temperatures headed towards the 90s. So we took a look at some of the data for New York State on the weather trivia today. And the question, which I believe is also posted to Facebook, what is the hottest?
You believe?
I believe.
I think I saw it.
I'm 99% on that. Okay. What is the hottest temperature ever recorded in New York State? Ooh. Was it 112 degrees, 108 degrees, 105 degrees, or 100 degrees?
Sorry.
Can you give us a time frame of when this occurred?
This occurred
19.
Yeah, in the 1900s, early 1900s.
Early 1900s.
Yes.
The early aughts?
I believe 1911.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was the year.
I have a guess.
A good guess?
I haven't gotten any of them this week.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
No?
It's been bad.
We got to start the winning streak.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a guess, but that's all it is.
Yeah.
Guess.
Yeah. We talked about Rochester's all-time record high, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that Rochester's all-time record?
No, this is for New York State.
Oh, this is New York State.
All of the state. So this could be New York City. This could be Tupper Lake.
Oh, okay.
Anywhere in the state.
Got
Buffalo.
you covered.
Yeah.
Got it.
You got it. All
Got
right.
it.
We'll have that answer coming up at 9 o'clock on the good old Arc Rochester right here.
Definitely don't got
He
it.
doesn't have it. He's got nothing. Hey, we're talking about hot things. You know what loves heat?
What?
Plumeria trees.
Yes.
Look at the.
Wow.
Look at this plumeria, McLean.
Okay,
Where is this growing?
Okay, we've been talking about this thing so much that I finally loaded a picture of it. This is on my deck.
Oh.
And this tree is 9 to 10 feet tall now and probably 6 feet
Whoa.
wide.
That's wild.
And it's got 2 bloom clusters just like that. And they're spectacular. You know, if you go to Hawaii, this is what they use the flowers for the leis that they put on you when
No way.
they put on you when you land. So,
When they say melikalikima.
Really?
but they are.
I mean,
beautiful.
that's Merry Christmas.
and you just had the idea. Why don't we do some garden pictures? For,
Yeah.
You know, and like our muddy paws forecast for the rain.
I would love to see what people's gardens look like at home. Because we've got this summer weather, and we know we've got the gardens.
Yeah. So we could have chime in right there if you want to start sharing some of your garden photos. It says weather photos, but garden photos. Yeah, we could do that. We could have a rain forecast, put different backgrounds on every day. That'd be fun, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, temps falling. Yeah, that's been the story early this week. I should say 70s the last couple of days. Monday was 72. Yesterday was 74. Today it looks like we're going to start to reverse that trend as summer air makes a return. Check it out. It would be the 7th time already this year if we hit 90 tomorrow. What do you say?
What's the record?
That's what I asked
The all-time
earlier.
record was one of our weather trivias. You nailed it.
What was it?
32.
That's right. 32 times.
And that was back in 1953.
Yes.
Felt just like this on your screen
forgot.
with the Florida air. Now, it's not usually the actual temperature that catches up with people. It's that atmospheric moisture content, and it's going to be soupy tomorrow and Friday. Dew points are going to be pushing back towards 70, and if we get a couple of thunderstorms on Friday, it's just going to add to it. It's not going to cool it off much at all. It's one of those Florida deals where it just feels extra humid after you get some rainfall. But with the dew point in the low to mid 50s this morning, you're feeling pretty good about that. Still in the 60s, so a nice day to be at St. John Fisher for Bills training camp.
Yeah.
High pressure was right on top of us yesterday. Now it's to our east. When that happens, the physics take over and the flow comes out of the south. So on the east side of high pressure, the flow's out of the north. On the west side of high pressure, it is out of the south. And when the air comes in from the south, this is the result. Temps in the mid and upper 80s by this afternoon with the sunshine. And tonight is not going to drop back in the 50s like the last couple of nights. 70, the haze out there. It's going to be muggy. Crank the AC back up. You're going to need it. 7-day forecast is one for the summer lovers for sure. So if you're going to Bills camp, sunscreen and lots of H2O. Mainly dry for Saturday. Isolated thunder shower on Sunday. Could be 90 again early next week. We'll keep you posted on that potential.
Here is the question.
Yeah.
How many people have tickets to Bills training camp tomorrow at St. John Fisher and are going to see that forecast and say, oof,
They're fans.
I don't know
They're
that I can
fanatics.
deal with
Yeah.
that
They go out in
soupy.
the
Fanatics. Yeah.
Well, I know, but
From one extreme to another.
That's the thing, though. It's the total opposite of a January game where, hey, come on down, get
yeah.
free tickets for shoveling out the stadium for us.
Exactly. I know one young fan there today that's hoping to get some signatures.
Yeah.
Which, is it a young fan that lives in your household?
Yes.
Yes.
There was a sleepover last night at the McLean household.
Of how many people?
Colton had a friend.
Uh-huh.
Kimberly had a friend over. I slept. I didn't hear him.
No?
You could have knocked on the door. I would have been out. I was out cold.
Out cold, yep.
Can we expect a live report from them?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Tomorrow morning?
9:45. I guess it could technically catch the end of the show here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get them
We'll
up
see.
on Facebook Live
We'll
or
see.
something.
We'll see. Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you, McLean.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We've got much more to get to here on Arc Rochester.
We sure do. We're back on the other side of the break. Good Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. We want to take you behind the story this Wednesday now as the music world mourns the loss of heavy metal icon Ozzy Osbourne.
Known as the Prince of Darkness, Osbourne died yesterday, surrounded by family. He was 76 years old.
His influence spanned decades, including several visits to Rochester. Here's 13 Wham's Carly Miner.
I felt bad about him dying. Really, it affected me.
Armand Shawbrook tells me today is a sad day with the death of one of his favorite musicians, Ozzy Osbourne.
I didn't believe it. I knew he just did that big tour, or his last tour with Black Sabbath, and he was in a wheelchair.
Shawbrook tells me Ozzy came to the House of Guitars 3 times. He said each event sold out quickly.
But, he's a nice person. And I remember when we were Ticketmaster, and each time I go, Ozzy, you just sold out Rochester through Ticketmaster. And he jumps in the air and does his finger signs, and all the crowd's cheering, we sold out Rochester,
Ozzy's last visit to the House of Guitars was in 1984 with Motley Crue.
And then all the kids, they're running to the phones and they're calling their parents and they're saying, I know Ozzy, I just met him. I got to go to the show tonight. Mom, bring your credit card to Dallas Guitars. And you can hear Mom screaming, why ain't you in school? Because they skipped school to see Ozzy.
Pictures of the singer are scattered across the store.
But he treated all his fans great all the time. He always signed everything. He always stopped and talked to everybody.
Schrack tells me Ozzy even did a commercial for the House of Guitars.
Great House of Guitars is having their 20th anniversary, and the crazy Ozzy Osbourne came down to party with us.
He didn't ask for money or nothing. He just did it.
He says Ozzy will truly be missed.
It was a sad feeling, very sad. So many people love him, you know, it's like, and not quietly love him, you know, they make it known.
Carly Miner, 13 WHAM News.
And for more on the impact that Ozzy had, we are joined now by our own Mike DiGiorgio. He's the executive producer here for ARC Rochester and Good Day Rochester. And he also hosts the show Midlife Metal on Rochester Free Radio.
Hey, Mike. So we wanted to talk to you this morning because we know you have such a deep love for all things music. And this genre, Ozzy Osbourne's genre, really falls well within your wheelhouse. What are you hearing today?
Well, thanks for asking me to do this. I'm universal love. You know, we talk about Ozzy being a heavy metal guy. As I look around social media this morning, Dave Matthews paid tribute last night, did a Black Sabbath song at one of his concerts. More traditional people like Def Leppard are playing Ozzy Osbourne. Elton John, Rod Stewart, all kinds of people just loved the guy. They loved the man and the character that he was.
Yeah, that is for sure. I mean, he has close ties to our community here, having been here multiple times before. I'm thinking about, we just ran a package about it, but the House of Guitars back in 1984. Do you remember that moment?
I did not live in Rochester at the time. I absolutely would have been one of those kids, though. I was a teen. I was in high school in the 80s, for sure. I grew up around Syracuse. First saw Ozzy in 1986 at the Syracuse War Memorial. I remember Ozzy was one of the first heavy metal artists. First, he was one of the first heavy metal artists there was, but he was also one of the first I discovered. I remember seeing Judas Priest on MTV and discovering that there was this whole genre called heavy metal out there. I went to the Columbia Record and Tape Club. This was back in the days. People remember you could get something like 12, 13 cassettes for a penny. It was a big scam. We all still owe him money. But Ozzy Osbourne's Diary of a Madman was one of those first cassettes that I got back in the day. Was just drawn to the imagery. It was dark, it was kind of scary, it was ominous. And then as the years go on and you got to know Ozzy more, you realized he was more a court jester type who just loved his audience and loved being there and presenting this stuff to you.
He did. And then he gained a whole new following in the early 2000s with that reality television show on MTV. And you know, anybody who's ever seen that show probably has done the imitation of Ozzy yelling for his wife, because I'm pretty sure it was in one of the opening credits. You know, yelling for Sharon. Were you a fan of that show? Did you ever watch it?
I was for a bit. It was a little hard to go behind the curtain, but I thought it was really brave of Ozzy to do it. When you think about the health problems he had, you know, he had Parkinson's late in life. He was not a saint by any means. He was probably a poster child for why you should not be doing drugs, you know, early in his career, and that had an effect on him. So here he was on TV, kind of presented as this, you know, stuttering father figure, you know, laughing, falling over himself. But he kind of set an example. There were moments, I remember on that show, him even telling his kids, don't do certain things, look at me. And that was actually a pretty powerful message.
It absolutely was.
Yeah, and I think it's something for his last performance that certainly resonated with audiences, having it been a charity performance. And was it the highest grossing, am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, amazing to think 2.5 weeks ago, Ozzy did his final concert. We knew it was going to be a farewell. We could not have guessed 2 weeks later, you know, Ozzy would pass. This is, if you want to talk about a celebration of life, hop on YouTube, take a look at that video. Especially, he does this song, Mama, I'm Coming Home. Very tender ballad, very reflective ballad. Not a dry eye in the house, in a whole stadium. I think that's it right there on screen, in fact.
A really impactful musician, performer, and really one of the groundbreakers for. I mean, they've called him the Godfather.
He and Black Sabbath invented heavy metal. I don't think anybody's going to argue that point.
Yeah, really incredible. I want to see some of these comments here,
Sure.
share them with people at home. Mary posted on social media that she met Ozzy at the Hog, January 1984, House Guitars. I still have the picture, autograph, and ticket. So glad I met him. So nice. Went to the concert. May he rest in peace.
Beth Jones is also weighing in, saying, I'm so thankful he was able to perform his last concert. Rest easy, Ozzy. You truly are a legend that so many generations to come will have the pleasure of listening to your music. Maybe gone, but never forgotten.
Yeah, Kimmy, heartbroken. He was my 17-year-old heavy metal crush. I even tried sneaking in black roses with a note to him at his concert in Rochester's War Memorial. Prayers for his family and friends, fellow bandmates. Rest easy, Prince of Darkness.
Cheryl also adding, Ozzy was my first concert at 18 and I will never forget it. Rest in peace, Ozzy. You were a legend among legends.
And Mike, I imagine you and the rest of his fan base and really the music community as a whole are mourning together today.
It's always a very weird thing when you just realize that's it. Somebody you've been listening to since you were a kid, and you know they probably don't have that much time left, and you know they're doing a farewell show, etc. But something about just that moment when it hits you, that is it. No more Ozzy.
Yeah, the finality of it all. Mike DiGiorgio, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, guys.
Stick around. We've got much more to come here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, we're once again checking in with Chris Lopez.
Hey, and don't forget, you can take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. Stick around. Arc Rochester returns on the other side of the break.
the kickoff of the 2025 football season as the Bills take the field today for the first day of training camp.
Yeah, a lot of fans are excited. The gates are open. Chris Lopez has his scouting report ready to go. Chris, was it just a mad dash to get in this morning for all of those fans?
No, they were let in nice and easy. The fans are actually coming in right now. They're going to some of these tents. There's New York State Police. There's Monroe County Sheriffs here. But I do want to focus on the CPR tent at the American Heart Association. I want to bring in Christy. We actually have some people that you guys just grabbed right off the bat once they got let in. But first, tell me about the partnership between you guys and the Bills.
We are so excited to be here at training camp. This is our third year because of our collaboration with the Buffalo Bills that we launched in 2023. So we are here teaching hands-only CPR. It is a life-saving skill. And I love it when the fans come right in and come right up to us because people truly are passionate about this.
Yeah, and it looks like it's a mom and her daughter, which is absolutely great. She's learning at such a young age. What are they being taken through right now?
So we have Colleen and Liz from UR Medicine that are doing our demonstrations right now, and they are learning how to do hands-only CPR. So if you see a teen or adult collapse, your two steps are one, call 911, and two, push hard and fast in the center of the chest. So you can see they've got their hands in the right position because Colleen and Liz are teaching them how to do it, and they know what to do now if someone suffers a cardiac arrest.
How critical is this for someone to just have basic knowledge of this?
It is absolutely critical. It truly is life-saving. Unfortunately, 9 out of 10 times a cardiac arrest victim does not survive if they suffer cardiac arrest out in public. But hands-only CPR and immediate AED use can double or triple a person's chance of survival.
And how great is this for you guys to have the spotlight on you, people learn more about this, and have you guys teaching it to them? You guys are partnering with U of R Medicine as well?
Because of UR Medicine support, we have a kiosk in here in our tent that it makes it interactive. It plays Staying Alive, which is the right beat for CPR. It gives you feedback on compression depth and rate and everything that you're doing, even hand placement. So it's really great information, and this is so important because we are adding to the nation of lifesavers and really helping to save lives.
And I do want to add, this is not the full course that you're looking at right here. However, you guys do have a QR code. So if someone loves this, loves the attention to detail, loves the education that they're getting, they just need to scan the QR code and...
Yes, that'll take you to a website with all the courses coming up. You can search it to find one near you, wherever you are. And that one will be the full course to give you that course completion card that sometimes people need for their jobs or anything like that if they're interested in more than hands-only CPR.
Christy, are you guys here all 11 days? I know there's one day closed off to the public.
Every day that fans are here, we will be here. We're here throughout the operational hours for training camp. Whatever day you're coming, come and see us.
There we go. Thank you so much. Check out this tent. Check out all the other tents. Bills camp just opened up. The fans are coming through. They were let through nice and easy, though. It was not a mad dash like Black Friday. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. Day one, Bills camp starts today.
Sounds busy.
Yeah. All right, Chris. Thank you very much.
Oh, look.
Go back. Go back. Tell Terry Hancock to go back if he can.
Yeah.
He
That's
said
the
you were going to
McLeans.
jump through a table.
I want to. That's the McLean.
Yes.
I thought he was joking.
Hello.
He said you were going to jump.
There's Kim, Mark's wife.
They're having a conversation.
Yep.
He should grab some sound and we could play it
Yeah,
later on.
absolutely.
But apparently they said that she was going to go through a table. They meaning meteorologist Mark McLean over there.
Yeah.
So who knows?
I don't know.
Anything can happen at Bills.
All right. Don't forget to stay up to date with the Bills and the latest news. Our Buffalo Plus team has everything you need to know. Scan that QR code there on your screen to get to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel.
Stick around when we come back. It's this morning's Reporter Recap.
We're back on the other side of the break. 6:49, and this morning for our reporter recap, we want to turn to that dramatic body camera video of a nearly deadly encounter for Rochester police.
Officers were pursuing a suspect wanted in a fatal shooting when they say he attempted to shoot an officer during a foot chase.
13 WHAM's Natalie Calzatoni has a closer look.
Rochester police releasing body-worn camera footage of a dramatic shootout between officers and a murder suspect during a pursuit last month.
Shots fired!
Police say on June 22nd, 35-year-old Edison Estramira Cohen shot and killed a man behind a house on Oscar Street. Later that morning, RPD says the suspect was spotted near North Clinton Avenue, and officers attempted to stop him.
Block him, so we can't. I can't run the guy over.
In the footage, you can see two officers chasing Estramira Cohen before a third officer joins and knocks him to the ground on Meade Street.
You better stop. He's going northbound. He's going northbound. Get on the ground. Cover up. Get on the ground.
After the gunshot, the video shows the suspect appearing to drop a gun as he falls.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Guns right here. We got it.
Police say Estramira Cohen fired a shot in the direction of one officer, narrowly missing his head, and another officer returned fire, striking Estramira Cohen multiple times. Officers then started giving medical aid to the suspect. The Rochester Police Locust Club says it's important for the public to see the footage and what transpired.
Make no mistake about this. The actions that occurred by the police were a reaction to what that individual chose to do. He chose to run. He chose to have a gun in his hand. Something else could have happened is that individual could have complied with a lawful order to stop and not had an illegal handgun and not taken a shot at a police officer.
Estramira Cohen was hospitalized and has since been released. He is in the Monroe County Jail, according to jail census records.
And Natalie joins us now with more. A lot to get into here. I guess one thing to begin with is just kind of an explanation of what transpired that day. We know that earlier on there was that investigation into the death, the fatal shooting of 30-year-old David Vasquez, right?
Yes, so it all began on Oscar Street earlier that morning. They were looking for the suspect. It was behind a house on Oscar Street. David Vasquez was found dead. And then later that morning near North Clinton Avenue, they spotted Estramira Cohen riding his bike. And as you saw in the video, they were like, can't run him over, don't block him. They got out, started chasing him. Third officer joined, knocked him to the ground. As you heard in the video, a gunshot went off, and then, a gun fell to the ground. And then the officer shot at him, and then they started giving him medical attention.
The officer, there was an officer, though, that was injured during this incident, correct?
Yes.
As a result of that gun being fired so close to his head.
Yes, the muzzle flash of the gun going off caused him to have head and ear injuries. He's still on administrative leave, but the chief said he is doing well. He is okay.
Good to know.
And also when it comes to the suspect, have they since been released from the hospital because they had some non-life-threatening injuries from this, right?
Yes. Estramira Cohen was initially hospitalized. He has since been released. He's in the Monroe County Jail, indicted on the charges and awaiting arraignment. And we're still trying to figure out when that arraignment will be.
Now, what do we know as far as an investigation as it pertains to the AG's office? It's pretty typical for the Attorney General to investigate any officer-involved shooting, anytime they discharge a weapon. Do we know, is there an investigation in this particular case?
I'm not sure if there's an AG's office investigation. I wasn't made aware of that. I know RPD is investigating it themselves. I believe their professional standards section has to look into officer-involved shootings just to make sure everyone was within their guidelines and all of that as well. So it is an internal investigation with RPD at this point.
And I know that we initially heard from the police chief and also the mayor when it came to this incident, right?
Yes, we did. I know initially Chief David Smith and the mayor spoke on it, and it's just a scary situation for officers to be in. I think it scared a lot of people. This guy was a repeat offender. I know they talked about that, but Yeah, they initially spoke on it and how scary it was for the officers involved.
So what is next in this case? Do we know when any court appearances are set, anything of that nature?
Yeah, that's what we're still trying to figure out. He was indicted on murder, attempted aggravated murder of a police officer, I believe robbery and criminal possession of a weapon. Indicted on those charges, so we are waiting an arraignment date and we'll most likely be there for that.
All right.
And we also heard from the Locust Club, the police union here for Rochester Police, and they were clearly standing by officers in terms of this incident.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you heard them. I mean, them saying what happened was a reaction of the officers, and, they're standing by them. They talked about, how a lot of officers involved in those shootings, it's a mental battle too, and kind of what the department does for them in terms of wellness too, and that they're by them 100%.
Sure. Natalie Calzatoni, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Hey, stick around. We've got much more to come here on ARC Rochester as we continue into the 9 o'clock hour.
We're back on the other side of the break.
July 23rd. Thanks so much for joining us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Stephannie Joseph.
And I'm Dan Schrack. That is meteorologist Mark McLean. He is with us once again for another check of those rising temps, as well as the answer to this morning's weather trivia, where we're talking about some extreme heat.
Yeah. It was an interesting one for me. Teach this at Monroe Community College too in the class, because often these kinds of questions come up from students. They'll wonder, well, what's the hottest for Rochester? What's the hottest for New York? What's the hottest for the U.S.? So this is New York State specific. So this is, stretching from Niagara Falls to the tip of Long Island. What's the hottest temperature ever experienced in New York State? And your choices were 112, 108, 105, or 100 degrees for a high temperature in New York State. Here's the guesses. Or maybe they're not guesses.
Ooh. Well, I mean,
half B, half C.
Half B, half C.
Right? And then there's an A.
And then one A. Steph, what is your guess? Can we see those,
It was B.
the options again?
Yeah, they
Is there
can
a way to go back?
pull them back up. Yep.
What is your guess, Steph?
It was B. It was.
It was?
Yeah.
What do you say?
You don't believe?
Oh, no, you saw the answer.
No, I said my guess was B.
You saw the answer. That's
Okay,
right.
my
There
guess
is a
was
way.
B, though.
Okay, I'm going to go with B, because Steph saw the answer.
No, but
Well, the losing streak is over.
Yeah.
It was B, and check this out at the bottom here.
But that was my guess.
This was reached in Troy, New York on July 22nd in 1926.
Oh, the
So early
anniversary.
1900s.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? And
That's crazy.
Without air conditioning?
Yeah.
Woo!
Right? I mean, and refrigeration.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the ice chest, but
That would
yee.
drink water.
Oh, this guy's not looking for
What
refrigeration.
is
that a
going
bear?
on
Oh, is
here?
that a bear?
Is it?
It is a bear.
Oh my gosh.
You never know what you're going to find in our inbox.
No.
Goodness.
It was in there. So I said, well,
Wow.
you know what? Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Today's Muddy
bear of the
Bear
day.
Muddy Bear outlook.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think he cares if he's
just-
muddy.
Yeah, listen,
He or she.
don't wipe the paws.
No.
Or let it into your house.
No. It's just looking for a picnic basket.
Yes, yes.
Dry today, tomorrow, Friday, and Sunday. Give us a chance for some Muddy Bear paws. Those are big paws,
Was
too.
Yogi Bear, and what was Yogi's nephew?
Oh, I can't remember. I remember the picnic basket. He was always a picnic basket.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was a good impression.
I can't remember the rest of it. No muddy paws out there today. Whatever's walking around. 66 degrees and sunshine. The dew point's at 56, so that's on the rise. And let's track that for you. So overnight tonight, we see that get back into the 60s, and you look later into the afternoon on Thursday, and you start to see those 70s pop on there, and that's when it starts to absolutely feel tropical. And we're going to get some of those values, maybe even into the low to mid 70s by Friday. See SOTUS there popping in at 75, Albion at 75.
Boo Boo too.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Yeah, I was
He's
just
got
about to
it.
say.
Oh boy, this is fun. Satellite radar has high pressure off to our east, and that's the reason for that tropical warm up here that we're about to experience. So the forecast map as we move ahead, we'll have showers and thunder trying to make their way through the Great Lakes, not with any great success until late this week. So it's really going to be until Friday that we have any chance for rain at all in our forecast. So great day for the golfers. Great day for the Dan Schrack
Invitational. Let's get it going, people.
And if you could permit me this indulgence,
Sure.
Who would be on the guest list for this generally worthless endeavor?
That was packaged so nicely. I was like,
I mean, you would be one of the first three invitations.
That would be great.
One of
That
the
would be
first
great.
three invitations, because we are looking for the worst golfers
Yes,
around,
I
correct?
would fit that. I would fit
Yes,
right in there.
Me too. But listen, it's fun to be so bad until you realize how many people you're holding up behind you when they're like, just take it.
They get angry.
Yeah.
They get so angry.
You at bingo?
no, mini go.
Oh, I thought
really
you said
bad.
you should see me at bingo.
We hit a Top Golf on Friday. That was the first time I went to one.
How was that?
It was fun.
Yeah?
It was a lot of fun.
How bad are you?
Terrible.
Oh,
Yeah?
terrible.
Generally terrible.
Love it.
Really bad. 70 tonight, hazy and muggy. And your 7-day forecast has the temps in the 90s there for Thursday. So keep it cool, keep it hydrated into the weekend. We're going to have numbers in the lofty numbers in the mid and upper 80s for many of the upcoming days. over the 7-day forecast.
So hot and humid.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I thoroughly enjoy these days. I get it. I know there's a lot of people who don't like it when you feel like you literally feel like you're underwater. It's oppressive.
Well, yeah, and the clothing starts sticking to you too.
Yes.
I mean it.
But I also think to myself, listen, it's just the total. It's everything I want that I don't have January 15th.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Good point. Good point.
It's everything I want right there.
Because 6 months from now, you're going to be shoveling the weather.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And that's never any fun.
No,
No.
it's not. Well, I mean,
Gives us something to do.
the pumpkin spice latte, we've been talking about it for the last 2 days. That's coming back in August, so very early, August 26th for Starbucks.
That's early.
So they're trying to bring fall back.
Listen, that Starbucks CEO, I know he watches the show.
Big fan.
Call me. Like, that's beyond inappropriate and ridiculous.
We'll have to
It
hold out
is.
for-
That's early.
It is. And the other thing that also gets me, like, kind of melancholy is
Melancholy.
it does. The back to school ads this
Oh
time
my
of
gosh,
year.
they're already set up. Like if
Yeah.
you go to Target, it's already.
It's the end of July.
Yeah.
You're crushing our spirit.
We still have August. Like
still
we've
have
got
family
an
vacations
entire
to get
month.
to.
Yeah.
Yes.
It feels like it just
And you're trying to hawk your pencils and your
Yeah.
trapper keepers.
No, you can't do
Put
that.
that stuff back in storage for another 6 weeks. Goodness.
He's just warming up, folks. He's just warming up.
Whew, sorry, needed to get that off my chest. Maybe that'll be tomorrow's off the top.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out. All right,
Yeah.
McLean, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, stick around. We've got much more to come on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're getting some advice on how to keep our families safe online.
Hey, and don't forget, you can take us on the go wherever you are. ARC Rochester is streaming live right now on the 13 WHAM YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. Stick around. We're back on the other side of the break. You know what they say, parenting, it takes a village. And in today's digital world, it comes with a whole new set of challenges that can feel overwhelming for just about everyone.
Yeah, but thanks to the National PTA's new initiative, free tools and guidance is being offered to help families create healthy digital habits.
Certainly are. For more on the PTA Connected Initiative and how you at home can get involved, we are joined now by the initiative ambassador, Mickey Wilson. Good morning, Mickey. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Stephannie. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So let's dive right into this conversation. I feel like it's a conversation that we have been having for about the past decade now, about digital devices and how many young children are looking down like this for more and more time each and every day.
So true. So true. Yeah. The digital devices, the screen readiness, right? Online safety. We've seen a lot of use over the last decade for sure, but now we're in an interesting era. We call it the digital parenting era. And what we're trying to do through National PTA and our PTA Connected initiative is to really educate, empower, and engage families so that they can be aware of what is out there that they have access to help make online safety a little bit easier at home and especially for their children.
And being a part of the digital age, it's very important. A lot of people use it in day-to-day life. So how does this initiative sort of make sure that, you know, they're encouraging students to get involved with digital devices while also being safe?
Absolutely. Well, we provide a lot of programming through National PTA that covers different ages and stages when it comes to engaging families in talking about online safety. What does it look like at their home and for where their children are at? But before we even get to the programs, we promote often that it starts with a conversation, and not just one conversation, but an ongoing conversation. So we like to talk about our 3P approach, which is having positive, proactive, and practical conversations with your child and inside of your household. And proactive because we've seen that fear and shame do not change our children's behaviors, right? So we want to stay positive when it comes to this topic. We want to stay proactive. Having the conversation earlier with our children is important because we don't want to wait until the negative experience or the bad thing has already happened and ultimately feel like we've waited too long or it's just too late. And in practical, we are just meeting families where they're at. We know that there's not a one size fits all solution that works for all children. Parents know their kids and they know them best, and having those conversations allows it to lay an easier pathway for implementing guidelines and boundaries so that we can all be safe at home when it comes to technology and devices.
If you wouldn't mind, give us an idea of how to get this conversation started. And then when it comes to boundaries and guidelines, how much is too much screen time? What should kids have access to? And I know it's so individualized. It's based on that very specific child. But is there a general coverall?
I wish I could say that there was, but there is not. We've seen that it looks very, very different for families based on, you know, the maturity of their children. Why do they want to use these devices? What are they using the devices for? So if I may, I'll cover 3 quick programs that kind of hit the major milestones of what we're seeing. And one is, if you want to start the conversation, we have a great tool called the Smart Talk, completely free tool. That allows you to start the conversation at home with your child or children and make them part of the process in establishing what are the guidelines and boundaries around technology use, device use inside of our household, right? We find that positive role modeling from parents really helps because children are always watching what we do. So I always say the Smart Talk is a great place to start. Covers ages 5 to 17. So no matter when you're having the conversation, you can still walk away with that contract that holds everybody inside the household accountable. So that's one that's great for everybody. When it comes to digital device use and the screen readiness, we see this a lot. So we have a program called Ready Tech Go. We do that in collaboration with AT&T, and that allows a space for families, parents, caregivers to come together and start to have peer-to-peer discussions around, okay, how are we navigating these challenges? What does it look like for us? I think it allows them to know that they're not alone in this and it's not going to look the same for everybody. So that really gives parents a great safe space for those peer-to-peer discussions. And then one of my favorite programs is Create with Kindness. National PTA does this in collaboration with TikTok, but Create with Kindness really centers on the youth voice because we need to hear more from our youth, our digital natives who live this every day on how are they using devices, what do they see happening with their peers, and things like that. We also hear from the parents about their concerns because we know they're trying to protect their children. So when we center the youth voice, what we find out is they're not using social media for all the really scary things that we always think they're using it for. We also get a chance to talk with our collaborators like TikTok about what are the safety features that I have access to, the parental controls, so that I feel like I have some kind of sense of where are my children spending their time when they're on their devices. And I will say, encouraging to add some encouragement, the teens, they love to go touch grass. They're very aware that they need to take breaks from social media. But again, they're also bringing us the other side of the coin when it comes to having this conversation.
Mickey, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. Plenty of insight, plenty for parents to think about. And if you missed any of it, we'll make sure to post a link to all of it on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning.
Stick around. When Arc Rochester returns, we are getting a special in-studio demo from Sonati Spa.
We'll tell you more right after the break.
When it comes to beauty treatments, Botox has become one of the most popular out there, but for some, there are still a lot of questions about it.
There certainly are, but this morning we're going straight to the experts to get the answers and learning more about that process with a live demonstration. We're joined now by Sarah Sinati, owner and salon owner and stylist, as well as Brittany Britox Lewis, who gives the treatment. Did I get the name right there?
Yep.
Okay, very good. Thank you all so much for coming in. We appreciate it. So talk to us. First, we'll start with you. How did we get started? How did we get into this business?
So I opened up my salon actually right before COVID, but we prevailed. We did great. But I've been doing hair for about 16, almost 17 years now, and I just love it. It's my passion, and I love making people feel beautiful and growing with all my new girls here. Well, not new, but so we offer all these services now. It's like a one-stop shop. You know, we got hair, aesthetics, and waxing, pedicures, facials, and Botox.
And Botox, and that's where you come into play.
Yeah.
Talk to us. How long have you been administering Botox?
Sure. I've been administering Botox for about 3 years now. I've been in healthcare since 2010. I've been an RN and then an NP for 5 years now. And I really got into Botox because I want to make people feel beautiful and happy. You know, sometimes healthcare can be a little bit sad, so I wanted to do something more upbeat and happy, and aesthetics was perfect for that.
Amazing. And tell us a little bit about what treatments sort of look like for anyone who may come in.
Sure. Yeah. So for Botox specifically, we have a consultation. So we sit down, we talk, we fill out a medical form to make sure that there's no contraindications to treatment. And then as long as there isn't, we talk about the, you know, what the client is looking for, what they're wanting out of their treatment. Botox helps paralyze the muscle that it's injected into. And so when the muscle is paralyzed, it doesn't move, and the skin overlying the muscle has a chance to kind of regenerate, filling in those fine lines and wrinkles.
And in our case today, you are the patient. How, you're not mic'd, but how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic. I'm excited about it.
How did you get roped into this?
It's a family connection.
My mom.
Okay. Very good. So you're in good hands because no one would want anything bad to happen to Mom. Is this your first treatment?
No.
No. Okay. What was it like for you? Steph, I'm going to stand here real quick so that we can get you. What was the first treatment like for you?
It was a little bit scary, but everything worked out just fine. Feels like little pinches.
Feels like little pinches. And you got the desired results that you were after?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
So is this more of like a follow-up to?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
6-month follow-up.
All right, sounds good.
Kind of funny because when I was little and how you used to tell me how shots were gonna feel, it's now I get to do that with your Botox.
Payback. Yes. Payback with nice results. Though.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So can you talk us through what you do as you do this?
Sure.
If that's not too much.
So since Annette is a returning client, we've already discussed kind of what she's wanting today. And today we're doing kind of a lighter treatment. We're injecting into 3 different muscles, the one here in the middle and these 2 here. And the job of these muscles is to pull everything down so you can get those 11 lines, they call them, between the eyebrows. So when injecting this area, it gives her a nice, relaxed, lifted look. And so she doesn't have those angry lines for about 3 months. So Botox is, it does wear off after about 2 to 4 months. And so if you don't absolutely love your results, don't worry, because you'll be back to normal before you know it.
Okay.
And how soon do clients come in? Like what age, for example, would you recommend that they start to do treatment?
Yeah, so it's different for everybody. Prevention definitely is better than trying to chase something that's been etched in for a while. So it really depends on how you're aging. But, you know, I would say 30s and 40s is probably the prime time to start getting treatments.
Okay.
So,
well, have at it.
Yeah, so I'm just going to do the center part here. 1, 2, 3. So we're injecting right into the muscle.
Okay.
And temporary redness or bumps would be normal.
Sure.
But that wears off after a while. Bruising can happen, but not always.
Okay.
So, anytime you get an injection, that's...
Now, is this something where someone comes in, gets a treatment done, and, they're back at the office later that day?
Some people, yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yep, there's, you could see here, there's a little injection points.
Sure.
But nothing that is extremely obvious unless you're kind of looking for it.
But they can also turn it into like a spa day, for example, as well, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to work out excessively.
Yeah, this is a medication, and it's to stay, we want it to stay where we inject it, so we say, no tight headbands or caps, no sweating or really getting really hot in that kind of working out for 4 hours or so after, or laying flat.
And that's it? She's
That's
done?
it. How are you feeling?
Okay, what did that feel like?
Just little pinches, that's all.
Okay.
Just little pinches.
Just little pinches.
And again, we've loved the results prior to. That's why we come back and do follow-ups.
That's correct, yes.
Nice.
Very good. Yeah, my producer's saying, Dan, you're up next. Get in the chair. No, I like my 11 lines, okay? There are 14 lines at this point, but that's okay. Thank you all so much for coming in. We really appreciate it. If you want to learn more, we'll make sure to post all of the information about the spa on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning.
Stick around. We've got much more to come here on ARC Rochester.
We're back on the other side of the break. Hey, thanks for sticking with us this Wednesday morning right here on ARC Rochester. It's time to head out for this week's from the... We're going to start that again. Hey, thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. It's time to head out to the garden for this morning's beep from the ground up. It's like my brain stopped working there for a minute.
That's okay. It's that time in the morning.
It is.
Yeah.
Our garden guru, Mark McLean, is out there.
And for this week, we gathered just a few of your gardening questions that you submitted to us through Facebook and email, so thank you to that. We'll go outside to Mark McLean, joined by gardening expert Kyle Van Putty from Van Putty Gardens. Hey to you.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot. We're lucky here today to have a local expert in from Van Putty Garden Center. This is Kyle Van Putty. He's going to be answering some questions for us about gardening and some pests that might be in the garden. Thank you, folks, for sending in the questions. First, thanks for joining us. What do you think of the little, before we start, what do you think of the little garden setup here?
I love what you guys have done here. This is great. I hope more people would start doing stuff like this. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll treat it almost like a garden classroom here. Yeah. So, a lot of folks sent us some questions. We had some on Facebook. We had some on email. One of the questions that came through are, why are all my squash and cucumber vegetables starting to produce veggies? They get to about 2 inches, and then they rot, and then they start to dry up. Any thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, first you got to go back to the basics of a vegetable garden, and you got to make sure that you're in full sun. You need to make sure that you are watering consistently, because a lot of times what happens is it rained a couple days ago, but then it dries out. They don't realize it. The plant is starting to produce some fruit, and then if the watering is inconsistent, then that's when you start developing poor fruiting. The other thing could be potentially poor pollination, possibly bacterial or fungal issues, but those are all things that you should come into a garden center and address that with pictures or bring in samples.
Okay, and what would be one obvious warning sign for somebody? Would it be like yellowing on leaves or something like that?
So a very common one that I see a lot is like zucchini. And zucchini really, really needs full sun, like 4 hours isn't enough. So if you're having an issue where with some shading, the leaves are going to turn yellow, maybe a little white, the flowers will start to produce a fruit and then stop. So light, water, all those basic concepts are important.
Okay, very good. Thanks for that. We've got about 5 questions. Hopefully we can get through most of these here. Is there a way to prevent potato bugs? Is it too late when they're discovered and have already taken over?
Mm-hmm. Well, if they've already taken over, that's a problem. But, crop rotation comes to mind immediately. Like, you don't want to plant potatoes, eggplant, tomato, those type of plants that's what the potato bugs want to go after. So if you have an issue, you want to not use those type of plants. Obviously, if it's not a total infestation yet, you can physically remove them. Obviously, it's a vegetable garden. I'm very leery of promoting insecticides.
Yeah.
You don't want, but there is neem oil that you could use, that type of thing. There are some safer, more organic insecticides that will help with it.
Yeah, and when it comes to things like scale, too, I mean, you talked about physical removal. Is there really any other hope besides that?
Not really. And again, or like with peppers, like with aphids, it's just, you need to promote healthy plants. Yeah. If the plant is healthy, it will almost defend itself.
Okay. And speaking of defending ourselves out here, now we're talking about deer. This was a big one with all of our viewers. What's the best way to keep a deer out of the garden?
I mean, the obvious one is fencing. Yeah. My own personal garden, I have a 5-foot fence around it. It's really the only true, I will say liquid fence does work. You wouldn't use it on the plants, but you'd use it around the border of the plant, or the garden, I'm sorry. And, as far as vegetables go, there's no deer-proof vegetables.
I've watched a deer eat a barberry one time in the middle of winter. I was aghast. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. But to your point, that was one of the first considerations when we started the garden out here. Was what do? We have deer around here. We have to keep them out. We're not around, and we have the 5-foot fence here. So that's
this setup's awesome. This is great.
Thank you. It's a lot of fun. What is the trick to growing peppers? Mine never seem to do well, whether single or in groups.
Yeah. Well, peppers and like cucumbers, there's certain plants that really need a warm soil.
Yeah.
So for example, like this particular spring, if you planted your cucumbers or peppers, let's say in early May,
it was terrible.
They are probably not doing very well right now because the root system never really got off to a good start and maybe permanently damaged the plant. So it's really important to watch the warmth, okay? Don't plant it at the correct time. And I've seen this now for about 10 years where people are doing it earlier and earlier and earlier. And with some plants you can do that.
Yeah.
But with peppers especially, like they want a warm soil. Same thing with cucumbers. The other thing with peppers, I'll just go back to the common sense of making sure they're in full sun. Don't plant them too close together where they're shading each other, that type of thing. They really need good air circulation, good sunshine, warm soils, and consistent watering.
Yeah, and you hit it, going back to May and June, we had 11 inches of rain. May was 2.5 degrees colder than normal. It was a real tough start. And then we got to July here, and it's been hot as a firecracker and totally dry. Just the last question, we've got about 30 seconds left or so. Indoor plants, we talked a little bit about the pets. People are sensitive to this, obviously, with animals. Is there any truth to the rumors of maybe poinsettias in the Christmas time and any other things that you can think of?
There are some plants that you should not have in your home if you have, cats or even some dogs. Little children, that type of thing. You do need to be careful, especially with the poinsettias. As far as cats go, there are a large selection of houseplants that are not poisonous to them. I would say your best is to talk to an expert at an independent garden center that sells houseplants, that know what they're talking about, that has experience. That's your best option.
Yeah, and then we can go completely 180 on that one too, and we've got a little catnip growing over there, and Kitty's gonna love that one. But any other things that you'd like to add, Kyle, this morning about gardens and anything, maybe any trends that you've seen this year?
Not really a lot of trends. I mean, although this small garden concept is really gained popularity, there's a lot of kits out there. I would just encourage you to try it.
Yeah.
If you've never done a vegetable garden, talk to an expert at an independent garden center. It's really fun. I mean, listen, I do this every day, and I still have my own garden at home because it's very relaxing. Yeah. It's very, when you start getting your fruit in August, you feel great about it, and it's a great hobby to get into if you're not into it.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm working when I'm out here. It feels like playtime, really. But thank you so much for coming on and answering some questions. We'll hope to have you back for some more throughout the season. And thank you, folks, for sending in the questions. Send in your questions to news@13wham.com or hit me up on Facebook. I'd love to have some of your questions on the air. We'll see you right after the break.
back at 9:41. Everyone needs a little bit of mindfulness every now and then. So this morning we thought we would get some help from the experts over at Rochester Zen Center. And for more, we are joined now by Sensei Zarcone for more on the importance of meditation. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
So when we're talking about mindfulness, define that for viewers at home.
Simply being present. This, right here.
Simply being present.
Simply being present. Being one with whatever you're doing. So if you're washing your hands, you're just washing your hands. Just that.
Talk to us about the benefit of just acknowledging that existence. It sounds a little existential, but just acknowledging that existence.
Yeah. So there you can say that there are two different kinds of benefits to meditation practice. One is wellness. If you meditate regularly, you put time aside every day to sit still and in silence and tend to the breath, okay? You will experience wellness benefits such as less stress, less anxiety, more calm and ease, lower blood pressure, greater concentration, more energy. These are all side effects of meditation practice, okay? But there's another benefit that goes far beyond that, and that is simply the clarity that comes with experiencing life moment by moment. All too often, we're caught up in thoughts. We're planning ahead, we're thinking about the future, which is uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen, okay? Or we're churning over the past over and over and over, okay? Or we're fantasizing, right? So we miss out on life when we're caught up in our head. That's not to say that thoughts are bad. We do need to think. We couldn't survive as humans. We couldn't get through the workday without thinking and planning. But we don't need to be doing that all day long. It's a burden. It weighs on us. It's mentally exhausting.
So how does the Rochester Zen Center help people slow down in those daily moments?
Yeah, so we offer workshops, both in person and online, just about every month of the year. And because there's no God concept in Zen, everybody's welcome and everyone will feel comfortable, whether you practice some other religion or no religion. Doesn't matter to us. Doesn't matter your background. And we offer group sittings and retreats throughout the year.
And this practice is not, it's not something that you need to dedicate several hours to daily. It's something that you can do just for a couple of minutes at a time?
Well, there is a benefit. The more time.
If you got that time.
Yeah, and I get to do it as a profession, which is awesome. But even if you did 5 minutes a day, as long as you did it every day, that's key to make it regular. So not 5 minutes Monday and another 5 on Friday. If you did it every day, you will notice a difference. And not only you, but the people in your life will notice that you're more attentive, more with the people you're with.
Yeah, you're more present with them.
Exactly.
Well, what would you say to the person who maybe is just, well, I don't have those 5 minutes and is thinking like, I can't slow down? How would you get them to be involved?
Well, first I'd ask you, how much time do you spend scrolling on your phone? You have 5 minutes. I guarantee you probably have way more than 5 minutes, actually. How much time do you spend binge watching some program? So there is time. So and you can do it when you first get up in the morning. That's a wonderful time to start your day that way. before you go to bed. Another side effect is people find they sleep better if they meditate before going to bed. Even in the workday, sitting at a traffic light in your car.
You can meditate then?
Absolutely.
We are
Absolutely.
running a long time, so I hate to cut you off, but we will have more from Sensei Zarcone coming up right after this, so be sure to stay with us. Welcome back to ARC Rochester. We are joined now by Sensei Zarcone from the Rochester Zen Center, and we are learning more this morning about mindfulness and meditation. So we're gonna kind of go through a demonstration here, right?
Yeah, this is going to be the quick and dirty guide to meditate. Okay, so sitting in a chair, you want to sit on the forward edge of it rather than leaning back. Upright, face relaxed, eyes open. We're not trying to shut out the world, but to be one with where we are. So just eyes open but relaxed. And your hands just gently relaxed on your lap. You'll notice that my feet are in line with my knees and my hips are slightly above my knees. There's like a pelvic tilt going on, okay? And breathe naturally. And what we're going to do is simply pay attention to breathing. Something we do all the time, 24/7, without being even aware of it. Okay? Thoughts will come up. Just let them be. Right? You're just going to let them float by like clouds in the sky. Don't engage. And whenever you notice that you're snagged in thoughts, go back to noticing the breath, the inhalation, the exhalation, and that little space in between.
Be sure to try this at home with us. Make sure the posture is right. Follow all the tips.
Here we go.
Normally it would be completely silent. I'm just gonna fill the space just a little bit here. As you're trying this at home, center yourself. You don't have to close your eyes, as we said before. You wanna be in that space.
And of course, normally you would position your chair facing a wall, a blank space, right, to minimize distraction. And that's it. Simple.
And do you find for anyone who may try this for the first time that it is really hard for them to get to that space where they aren't, kind of judging the thoughts or trying to get through everything as they're going along?
Yeah, most people are really kind of surprised to notice all the thoughts traveling through their mind and how busy their mind is. And what a difference it makes to not engage with them, to just let them, like I said, float by, let them be. We don't have to push them away. We're not trying to stop our thoughts. We can't do that. We're human. That's what we do. Our brains do. We just don't want to engage with them when we're meditating. And we can bring that awareness, that still mind, to our activity during the day, especially simple activities such as washing your hands, brushing your teeth. The most mundane things that we do every day we can experience it as pretty wonderful and amazing when we're paying attention.
And I was just about to ask you that when would be the best time of day, because there is time in each and every day. It can oftentimes feel like we're running around thinking of 20 different things to do in the day, but there is that moment, brushing your teeth, for example, as you mentioned.
Yeah, so, just integrate it into the life that you're living. If you have a family, if you have kids, when is that quiet time of the day? It could be any time of the day. Yeah, there's no right or wrong.
And one more time, for anyone at home who missed our last segment, tell us a little bit about the Rochester Zen Center and how they can also stop by and participate in this.
Yeah, so the Rochester Zen Center is a bit of a gem. A lot of people don't know it's one of the oldest Zen centers in the United States, actually in North America. Next year will be our 60th anniversary. We offer on a monthly basis workshops. We do ask people to do one of our workshops first as an introduction before attending sittings. And by the way, sitting with others can be especially powerful.
Yeah.
There's something about doing it as a group. And it's about experience, direct experience in the end, right? It's not enough to read about, watch videos, listen to podcasts about mindfulness. It's not the same as doing it, doing the practice. It'd be like if I were to, let's say you've never tasted a perfectly ripe strawberry before. And if I were to describe to you what it tasted like, the texture, the scent, the sweetness, would you understand?
Exactly.
No.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
You'd have to try it.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm certainly convinced. I'd love to be able to practice this myself, and I'm so glad viewers at home were able to take part just a little bit. And if you enjoyed, you can stop by the Rochester Zen Center. We will have all information on our website, foxrochester.com. Thanks so much for joining us. We are back with final thoughts after this.
Time now for our final thoughts of the morning on Arc Rochester. How we feeling?
Feeling good. You know, the garden expert, Kyle Van Putty, that was fun.
He was fantastic.
Yeah. We talked about a lot. Of course, you can't put it all on the air. We had lots going on out there. It was fun.
Yeah. Hopefully we have him come back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
sometime.
please.
Sure. Yep.
Absolutely. How are the plants looking
Plants
out
are
there?
okay. You know, the soil nutrient content is a little low for some of the topsoil that we use, but for certain things I used Miracle Grow. For other things I use different stuff. So we'll figure it out.
Get
we'll
on
figure
it,
Yeah,
McLean.
I know.
I mean, in
Get
the
the fertilizers
background,
going. Yeah.
I
you
want
could
to start
see 'em.
picking some of that stuff, though.
I know you've already tried. What was it?
Oh, no, that was not
No,
me.
not
Don't
that.
even point
No,
the finger.
Early on.
Is that who took the pepper?
That does it for us here
He
on
didn't
Arc
take the
Rochester.
pepper.
Make sure to
The
wake up with
mystery
us again
solved.
tomorrow
He
morning
tried some
starting at
herb.
4:57. We're on
13 Web ABC.
Right.
We also have much more live local news coming up later with me and Mark for 13 Web News at midday. Join us then.
Bye.
Have a great day.